that's how it is to operate the clutch on this thing. It's definitely interesting. Custom assembly, that whole deal is there. Basically replace the foot shifter down below. So you have to pull your clutch in just like you would up on the handlebar. You pull your clutch in and then you pull the shifter back to go into first gear. Then you push it forward to go to the higher gears, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This even have a 6-speed, and then downshift by pulling it back to you. Fourth, third, second, first, and then a half a push forward to get it into neutral. So yeah, a little challenging. Takes practice to master it, that's for sure. Not recommended for the beginning rider. But this is Bob, and it is a fantastic custom job we did a couple of years ago, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this bad boy. I could bore you for hours on what all is on it, as far as unique stuff or a various range of years of stuff on it. You know, it's like a early 90s oil tank, Ultima 6-speed transmission, Harley Road King 96-inch engine, S&S Super E carburetor, Ultima complete wiring harness. That was challenging to say the least to install. This is a custom one-off seat cover. Vintage Springer horn. This is a 1997 Springer front end, Harley OEM. Performance machine brakes on the front. It's got Thunderheart ignition. It's programmable ignition inside there. That's pretty sweet. What else? These are like 12-inch mini ape hangers. They're called miniature ape hangers. But I did put a little 1-inch riser on them that I designed myself, because the bars would kind of get in the way of the shifter. So they had to be up just about an inch. What else? It's got drag specialties, little mini gauges, and they light up in blue like that. Pretty sweet. Easily viewable for night riding. That's a BDL 3-inch primary drive. It's a rear sprocket rotor combination, so the sprocket you see back here for the drive chain is also a brake rotor. Some call it a sprotor. It's very, very unique kind of thing. I customized all the forward foot peg areas. This is a 2004 Street Glide OEM gas tank, so it gets plenty of mileage, you know, per tank full, where some bobbers, you know, they have these little teensy 2.5 gallon tanks, and you got to refill it every freaking, you know, 100 miles or so, where this one can get plenty of mileage per tank full. Samson exhaust down here sounds awesome. I did my own little mounts. Had to be kind of custom, you know, because the frame itself is a hardtail frame, but I am not totally sure of its origin. You know, I haven't had an expert look at it yet, but it's just hard to say of what exactly this frame is, other than a Softail type, as far as, you know, the look of it. But it's a rigid frame of unknown origin. It's a custom basic rear fender with mounts. Now in Georgia you have to have proper signals on the back, so I wasn't trying to have to answer a lot of questions every time I went out, where the police would say, hey, you have no proper signals, you know. So that's why I put that guy on there, even though that's, some people don't like it, but it's small and it was easy to install and it does fine. Same with the fronts. You can barely see them, but these little guys here on the, for the front turn signals, very easy to install. Little LED signals, you can barely even tell they're there. So yeah, it's just all kinds of good stuff. Good ridge, brake lines here on the front. The S&S Super E Carb, you know, I tuned it myself and it runs really good. Does great. These are Avon white wall tires, popular model, you know, for cruisers if you want white walls. All the wiring my wife and I did ourselves with the Ultima box that you see down under there. It was not easy, to say the least, because the first wiring job we've ever done. Took a lot of study and trial and error and whatnot to get it right. Anyway, let's fire it up some more and take a listen at it. Have very small baffles in the exhaust. You know, they're not all that restrictive, but it was just too loud before, so I did put a little bit of baffling in the rear part of the exhaust. Let's take a look at the lighting. Also has you know, a thermometer, you know, temperature gauge on the dipstick, as well as a Jerzee Customs oil pressure gauge. Tachometer, odometer, both work fine. This is the throttle pump delete, because this came off of a fuel injected model Street Glide. So this is a custom little cover up, because the throttle pump mechanism would be right here. So you actually remove the gas cap with this guy right here. I did a new jack shaft for the starter. Not that bad a job. It's got Screamin Eagle spark plug wires. She is a good little runner. Definitely one of a kind, to say the least. needless to say, it's a really good bike. You know, I don't ride it all that much. I wish I did. I just don't have much time to ride it. But it, you know, it's a head turner. You know, anywhere I go on it, people are like pointing at it and going, "What in the world?" You know, when they, especially if they see you shifting gears on the lever there, they're like, "Wow, what in the heck has he done to this thing?" And we've been to a few bike shows and drive, you know, little cruise-ins and whatnot in it, and people who know about bikes are just standing there just looking at everything going, "Wow, that's a lot," you know. But it's a really good rider, and you know, it has all pretty common parts and components on it, you know, that are, you can still get parts for and that sort of thing. A lot of OEM stuff and aftermarket stuff that's pretty much still available today, so you know, it's easy to work on. And so yeah, that's it. It's hard to say the exact year other than the engine, which is 2007 Road King. Everything else, though, is a wide range of years of stuff on it. Anyway, just thought I'd give you all a good little walk around. I know a lot of people ask about it, so there she goes. This is Bob. Our big twin Springer bobber. Very proud of how it came out. Anyway, that's it. Make sure you check out our other videos. We got all kinds of stuff. I'll put a playlist down below for more stuff on this bike. That's it. You'll have a great day.